My name is Omar Hertgens. I would like to explain a little bit more about medical learning experiences initiative that we've started for, I think, 5 years now ago in the VU, together with a couple of other medical doctors. And I would like to talk a little bit about what our experiences were and what we want to achieve with the medical learning experience. I hope you guys enjoyed the last slide from the plenary session from Europe, where you saw a preview of the hernia book, which we're making this month. Hopefully we're going to finish those in the coming few weeks. And the reason why we're actually making those books is because we think that nowadays the way we learn has changed immensely in the last few years. So interactive technologies have been a greater part of our lives, and especially the mobile phones. And mobile phones is something that we see also in the low and middle income countries. People there probably don't have electricity, they don't have a personal computer, but they probably have a 4G phone with a 12 megapixel camera, which helps us actually to use that platform that they already have to create something new. And why we like to use the mobile devices, because you can create your own content. You can make a picture of a patient. You can film a procedure. You can share the information that you've created, the books you made. You can share them directly. And that's where you see an example as well from one of our books. And that's the idea of what we want to build on forth with medical learning experience. We started off actually with a group of medical doctors, but each of those doctors had their own interests. One liked filming, the other one liked to make photos, some other people like to draw anatomy pictures, some others like to write a lot. Me, myself, I like the radiology aspect of it as well. And all those different initiatives combined created medical learning experiences, and we actually didn't need any professional help to create our first books. Like I said, medical doctors, and we created a couple of books, and this is a short overview. And our last project that we've started, that we finished, is a quite large project where we created over 100 iBooks that encompass actually everything that you need to know as a medical doctor in the Netherlands. So that's around 1,200 different diagnoses. So this is actually an overview of all the diagnoses that you need to know as a medical doctor. And they go from surgery, which is in blue, to cardiovascular diseases for the internal medicine. And you can download them now for free. So if you have an iPhone or iPad or a MacBook Pro, you can just go to the iBook store and download them and type in, for instance, vaatchirurgie, or you can type in thorax, and you can get those books for free and check them out themselves. And this is how the books actually look like. Our idea was to use full screen pictures, but also relevant pictures. So some of these pictures you see we made them ourselves in the operating theater, or when we had our own clinical rotations. And that made them more relevant as well, because you see the picture, say, okay, what's going on there? Let me read that text that's next to it. And therefore, we actually try to make it not only a learning experience, but also more like a pleasant experience, that you actually, when you use the book, you like to see those pictures as well. So for instance, now you know what happens if there's something in your eye. Go next. Oh yeah, another thing is we also use anatomy pictures from a very old anatomy book, Bon Ami, from the 19th century. And that gave us an advantage because we don't need to use copyright issues. For instance, if you have Sobota or if you're Netter, then you have copyright. But if you use one that's more than 70 years dead, then you can use their pictures. So that was a very good advantage. So another thing is that we've done a little bit of research as well for, okay, what are we doing? Is that actually clinically relevant or medically relevant? And so we created, as I've shown you, those 100 books that were for the masters. We also created books, that was our very first project 3-4 years ago for the bachelors. And we evaluated that, and we saw that students liked the usability of it, they liked the portability of it, and accessibility. It was easy to download and get those books. But there were a couple of things that we had to work on. We had to work on the overview, because it was not really structured. They wanted a little bit more interactivity in the books, and the updatability. They wanted to have the latest version. And that's what we did with the last 100 books that we showed you. We added interactivity, so if there's, let's say, a CT scan, and you can scroll through it. So instead of having only static pictures that you have in your books, you can see why a radiologist scrolls a couple of times up and down. And that really helps you to immerse yourself in the medical experience. And we really think that mobile technology is the way forward, especially for low and middle income countries. Everyone already has that phone, so why might as well use that phone for teaching each other and also teaching yourself and keeping yourself updated. And really think that that's the most powerful device you can use right now in those countries. And we have a couple of partners that we work together with, Groningen, VUMC, where we started off with, and some other partners that we would wish to work together with. And 3D for Medical is especially interesting. The other anatomy slide that Jura showed a couple of hours ago in the first session, we're from the app called 3D for Medical, and we actually partnered with them, and we use their 3D models as well for our books, so we don't need to invent the wheel again. And that's also what we think is important as well. In order to create partnerships, you don't need to do things yourself 100 times again. And we have a couple of statements. Oh, I think those are the wrong statements. No, we had another one, but they will show them up later. So thank you for your attention. Thank you.